Okay, everybody, welcome to Pepper Lab. What's up, pepper lovers out there? This is Addison Rex, aka Scientist Giraffe today. So it's April 9th and a lot has happened around Pepper Lab, so I thought I'd give you guys a quick tour of all the stuff that's going on these days. Just a little quick update so you can see the new stuff. Okay, so we'll start with our big guys down here. Got a red Savina Hob. This is my Reaper. He's bushing out nicely, but growing pretty slowly. This guy right here is just a regular ghost, and he's pretty much stealing the show in terms of his size and his growth. And he's branching out super nicely after being topped. I think this guy's gonna be really big. So this guy is gonna be my candidate for my Franken tree because he's so straight, and these branches, these side branches are gonna grow so thick that I think he'll be ideal to graft a bunch of different things onto. So eventually he'll be my Franken tree. I got this Jigsaw pepper. So this guy's my star. I'm sure if you guys remember him, a Perky Jigsaw. He was doing so well in my sunlight garden, I didn't want to transplant him, but I ended up doing it just because, I mean, he was so root bound, it was ridiculous. But he has grown so excellently without any sort of leaf curl at all. And now that I've transplanted him, I've started to see some signs of distress. So I really hope that he can keep on going strong and this transplant doesn't break his stride, because he was just like going so well. Okay, I got a Nagamorich up here. He's been top doing pretty well. This guy is like super interesting. He basically got some root rot, and thanks to one of you guys out there, you recommended hydrogen peroxide to clean it. Because actually, I don't know what affected him. You can see the roots are super unhappy. I've cleaned them now, and they're growing back white, which is good. But he had like a ton of roots, and they completely rotted away. So, but he's kind of, you can see from this new growth, he needs some nitrogen, but he's also recovering. So I'm really thankful about that. And look at this trunk. He's got like the most massive trunk I've ever seen on any of these guys. And then this is a yellow scorpion, and this has been really interesting because he kind of had some issues too, and he dropped all his leaves on this side and was really unhappy, but now he's just come back and, you know, is totally fine. So it's kind of funny how, you know, they'll kind of go through those sad periods and then like bounce back. I got a Fatali right here, Primo. So all these guys you can see on these shelves are all double buckets. So they've all got a root system. And this guy also, his roots seem to be browning. So I just put some hydrogen peroxide diluted in there too. If you just Google H2O2 cleaning roots, you'll get a really good article from Grass City, which is just a cannabis forum, but it applies the same way to peppers. And it basically has a ratio to dilute the hydrogen peroxide to basically just prevent and treat root rot. So, and then this guy too, the tips were starting to brown. So, and then he started dropping a bunch of leaves. So I think that this H2O2 will straighten him out. We'll see. So I got another Nagamorich back there. He's really happy. Another Jigsaw. He's been topped and is bushing out nicely. And then this is a Moruga Scorpion. He actually is really weird because he decided early on to grow this one big branch and just channeled a ton of energy into it. So you can see like none of the other branches are close to as big, but this guy has this huge branch coming off the side. So he's kind of a double header, which is kind of funny. So down here, so this is a Trinidad Scorpion. Down here, the same thing was happening with this Tasmanian Hob. 2 days ago, this guy was like looking super happy, and then all of a sudden just started dropping some leaves. He was like that, and so I kind of like decided to just cut him all the way back and just let him grow out from there. I also washed the bottom of all of the double cups really thoroughly and sterilized them, so you can see they're really clean now, and hopefully that'll help. So this is kind of my not hot section. I got a Tunisian Bakuti. I've got a Chifa, which is a Thai chili, an Indian Jawala, which is grows long, kind of like a cayenne and wrinkly. These guys are staying super small. Their roots aren't reaching down at all, and they put out a ton of buds. So I haven't really figured out how to get them to continue to grow vegetative growth yet. But my plan is to pick off all the buds as they develop, but they've kind of been stuck. This is a Hungarian hot wax. It's flowering, and it's the same situation, but I decided to just kind of let this guy flower, and he's got some pods developing. And then I've got a really sad red Savina habanero. I've got this weird thing that it looks like damping off, but on mature plants. I buried it, but at the base of the roots, it's like rotting away. It's like, I think it's due to like a fungal infection, but anyway, he was really unhappy due to that, so I repotted him, and I cut away some of the bad roots, and so I think he'll hopefully recover. Here's some of my new guys. So I got, these are from Refined Fire chilies, and I gotta say, I've had the best luck with these. Almost all of, so here's some MOA Scotch bonnets, Ministry of Agriculture Scotch bonnets. And I got like really good germination rates from Refined Fire chilies, so I definitely recommend them. Ton of peach ghosts. I have 8 peach ghost scorpions here, which I'm really pumped about. And then these are Royal Blacks. So my goal is to try to cross some Royal Blacks, which have really beautiful black fruit and black leaves. I'm going to try to breed some hotter peppers that have black leaves, kind of like the Black Boot. To be honest, I didn't really know there were a couple out there when I started this plan. And then I've got just a bunch of padrones, because everyone loves padrones, and some sport peppers. Those were sent to me by Jose Contreras from Pepper Lovers. Thank you, Jose. Okay, so that's what's going on over here. Let's check out the Sunlight Garden. Sunlight Garden's pretty awesome. So this guy has 2 T5 bulbs, whereas over here these guys had 6. So actually, to be honest, like this setup is doing way better. These are just all little 3-inch cups. I'm using Ocean Forest from Fox Farm. This is my little section right here of all the guys that have been topped already. Kind of consolidated them, and they're all growing out super nicely. Got tons of things: ghost peppers, more nagamoriches, a bunch of reapers. I've got some yellow ghost peppers, some Tasmanian habaneros, some more Moruga scorpions. And then I got some butch teas back here, and more of the same of what I just mentioned, but this is definitely a jungle. The blinds just happen to be silver right here, so that like has really worked as a reflective background, and it's amazing how much better it is, because all these guys on this top shelf grow way faster than all the ones down here, and this has a white kind of cream colored background, so it's kind of cool little example of how much reflective light helps. So I've just got a lot more of the same: more reapers, more scorpions. We got some Trinidad scorpions, more of these, like, you got a Chifagan, Tunisian Bakludi. Here is one of my primos, and this guy, so you can see really well right here. This is that root rot I was talking about. You can totally see what's going on there. And so it seems like as long as they are able to mature enough, they're able to survive it. But if a couple of them, it got them early enough that they died. And it really does seem like damping off, which is a thing that affects seedlings really commonly, but not so much mature plants. So it's kind of strange. And then I planted. Oh, so this is interesting. Here's my one Naga Viper, and he really was fell prey to it. And his trunk was so weak that as he grew, it fell over. So I decided to cut him, and then I put some cloning agent on there, and it's starting to grow the roots again. So I'm going to basically repot him, but that's working out really well. And then I've got just another. This was a reaper that I had potted in the big pot, but just the water was not draining well enough, so he got root rot and was really unhappy. And I cut away the dead roots and just repotted him here, and now he's recovering really nicely. So you can really save him if you catch him early enough. And then here's basically just kind of the rest of the vegetable garden. Got a bunch of tomatoes, eggplants. Oh, I do have some Jamaican Scotch bonnets coming up, and I have 8 more Royal Blacks because I'm really going to try to cross a lot of these. Oh, and then of course, thank you, King Star. Here's the Bahamian goat. Super stoked about this variety because of your reviews of it. So that's coming out. So here's some exciting stuff. here's my new cloning setup. So this is like an easy clone, and I just kind of installed these lights right here. Pretty cool. They're LED lights. And they've got, I know that you're supposed to have blue for vegetative and red for flowering, and so it's not, I guess, ideal, but hey man, it looks like a disco, so, because it has fewer blues than it has reds. So this is a 32 cell easy cloning device, and so basically it's like an aeroponic sprayer. See, it's so simple. I mean, honestly, like for the cost of this, you could build one of these very easily, but the challenge is that the tub itself has to not leak. So you know, the challenge is finding a tub that's not going to leak, because you can easily rig up the spraying device itself. So I'm super excited to get that started. I don't really have right now any shoots that are long enough to start cloning, except for the one that I have, that Naga Viper that I'm rerouting. And then last but not least, this is the reverse osmosis system that I set up so that I can mix the newts. So it's pretty cool. The tank is back here, and it's convenient because my washer and dryer hookup is right here. It's my washer. So I just got this hooked up right here. But what's really nice about this, and I kind of custom rigged this food storage container, and I just installed just a little spout on it. So what's cool is that you can mix your newts in this guy, and then he just sits on this shelf, and this just goes over there like that, and then, you know, I just basically can fill it up, and it'll take a while. So then I'll have pure RO water. Got a little chart up here for keeping track of stuff, and this is a paint mixing thing, and then I actually put this on a drill to mix, and that works really well. So it's super convenient, and then I can just kind of dispense the water as needed that way. Got some more soil down there. So that's pretty much Pepper Lab for the time being. Oh, one other thing is I've got right here, I've got this all set up. It's 25-gallon hydroponic system. You know, five 5-gallon buckets. But again, I'm gonna wait till I have some of the clones I'll actually put in here. And then I also got this binocular microscope, which is just really more for fun than anything, but it's been so cool to see everything up close. It's amazing how it looks, all the little plant cells and whatnot. All right, that's about the end of the tour. It's a scientist leopard. What are you doing? Oh, there she goes. So that's been about it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see y'all next time.